Have you ever watched a horror movie and thought to yourself, I could kick this villain's ass? No? Well, fuck you. Today I'm going to be tier listing iconic horror movie villains. I'm going to get into how I'm going to rank these guys in a second, but before we get into that, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, it's good to see you again. I'm ranking villains on how cool/threatening they look throughout their movies. I'm ranking them on their quips. For people like Jason or Michael Myers, they have funny movements, so we'll rank that instead. I'm ranking them on how cool their kills are throughout their movies, and on a personal level, can I beat them in a one-on-one? I'm going to rank each of those categories 1 out of 10, and at the end we'll tier list them on how many points they get out of 40. When ranking if I can fight a villain, if they can beat me up easily, that's a 10 out of 10 for them. If I can beat them up, that's 0 out of 10, because I'm weak. I get this might not be the way to do it, but I'm having fun, and you're having fun too, right? You're having fun, right?
Until I got high.
Chucky, the Child's Play and Chucky series. Fuck this doll. I'd beat the shit out of him. This is the only time I will proudly say that I was a punter in high school, and I'd punt this Annabelle wannabe up to God for a baptism. I'm sorry, that came off way too strong. Chucky is from the Child's Play series, and is a creation by Don Mancini. Chucky is a possessed doll, and luckily the person who possesses him is a swell guy named Charles Lee Ray, who doesn't commit any murders or anything like that.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
Chucky and Charles are played perfectly by legendary actor Brad Dourif. Now as for rankings, as an adult, I am not scared of Chucky at all. Granted, they explained how he has super strong strength in the new TV series.
How could a little doll possibly be so strong?
Doesn't make any sense!
You're nothing against the power of the great almighty Timberlaw!
But as a kid, I was terrified of this hidey-hoeing asshole. So I have to give him 7 out of 10 for intimidation/looks, just out of respect, you know? I also understand that Chucky delved into comedy horror, and I love it, so I'm taking that into account on how terrifying he is. As for quips, besides one other guy on this list, I think Chucky has the best one-liners out of any horror movie villain.
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Don't with the Chuck.
Ugly doll. Fuck you.
So I'm giving Chucky 10 out of 10 for quips. The Child's Play series has some of the best kills on screen that I've seen in horror. Like the scene where the dude gets put on a toy conveyor belt, stuck with me as a kid for years. Those plastic eyeballs on him was just terrifying. So I gotta give him a 10 out of 10 in kills. Now back to the beginning. I'd beat the brakes out of Chucky. I'd get big industrial fans surrounding me at all times. I'd have a shotgun, I'd have a blowtorch. And just in case it's that one version, I will buy an EMP, so I'll be good. Very beatable, I might get some cuts along the way, so 3 out of 10. Chucky is one of my favorite villains of all times, so if I had a fedora, I'd tip my hat to you, Don Mancini. Alright, final tally for Chucky is 30 out of 40 points. Here's the official ranking system here. Number 2. Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Freddy Krueger is a disfigured, burnt, mystical killer, who preys on teenagers while they sleep. The twist is, he kills them in their dreams. Freddy is played amazingly by Robert Englund, and the series, The Nightmare on Elm Street, directed mostly by Wes Craven, is one of the most iconic movie series of all time. But where does it rank in my weird brain? Well, looks-wise, I'd say Freddy Krueger is terrifying. He literally shows up in your nightmares, and from what I've seen, he can change his appearance and the setting to your nightmare. So that's a good 10 out of 10 for me. As for quips, Freddy's one of the most sassiest slashers out there. Bitch. I said that because he says bitch. I wasn't calling you a bitch. I'm sorry.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul too. Rounded. Wanna suck the face?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Your big break in TV. Fuck the prime time, bitch.
Need I say more? That's a 10 out of 10 for one-liners. When it comes to kills, Freddy is one of the most inventive killers I've ever seen on screen. It's inventive and it's also gruesome. All things you want in a horror movie.
Yes, celebrity. Told ya, comic books was bad for ya.
So I'm giving him a 10 out of 10 in kills. And as for my final ranking, can I beat Freddy Krueger in a one-on-one? Probably not. When I go to sleep, I'm tired. That's the point of sleep. I don't want to fight some EDP piece of shit who can come into my nightmares. Also, sometimes I know when I'm dreaming, and I know if I die in my dreams, I'll just wake up. So like, I might just let it happen.
Like, what the fuck is this shit above me, Scoob?
Props to Nancy, because I'm way too lazy to fight, so Freddy gets a 10 out of 10, would beat the shit out of me. That leaves Freddy Krueger with 40 out of 40. However, I have to deduct a point on the basis that Freddy is, how do I say this? Cosplays as Jared from Subway, but in real life. He's a pedophile, so that leaves him with 39 out of 40. Pennywise. It and It Chapter 2. Pennywise in the movies It and It Chapter 2, directed by Andy Muschietti, is one of the better horror movie villains that we've seen recently. Pennywise is played by Bill Skarsgård, and I personally really liked his rendition of the cosmic being who likes clowns. Tim Curry is undeniably great in his performance.
I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown.
But these newer It movies came out in my teen years, and I had some great movie experiences with them. So I'm going to be looking at Bill Skarsgård version. The clown is pretty much the same with the Tim Curry version and the book version. The biggest thing is we're avoiding cosmic turtles and gangbangs. If you don't know what gangbang is, you should look it up on your family computer. Don't do that. Pennywise is usually in the form of a clown, but as we see in the movies, he can transform himself and the surroundings to whatever your fear is. A lot like Freddy Krueger. But Pennywise doesn't need to Bill Cosby you to get to you. So I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10 on looks and intimidation. As for quips and one-liners, Pennywise didn't quip as much as someone like Chucky or Freddy, but when he does, he sure goes for the throat.
A little fatty loser who always knew he would die alone.
He also keeps bringing up Bill's dead brother, even imitating him.
This isn't real enough for you, Billy. I'm not real enough for you. It wasn't real enough for Georgie.
I read about...
So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. In quips and insults. When it comes to kills, while most of the deaths in the It movies are very notable, a lot of them are just off screen. We see things like jump scares or arm bites, and in the second chapter, or second movie, we see a lot more of the gore. I don't know if it's the same to give them the same rank as Chucky or Freddy. Although in the second It movie, that first kill was amazing. But I'm going to give Pennywise a 7 out of 10 in kills. And could I beat Pennywise in a one-on-one? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Language.
Are you kidding me? All I have to do is insult him.
I am the eater of worlds.
Not to us, you're not.
Huh?
Posture! You're a mimic! A mimic!
Fucking bully!
I played Call of Duty. I was born in it.
Molded by it.
I wiped the floor with Pennywise. 0 out of 10. Which leaves Pennywise with a grand total of 26 out of 40 points in my real judging system. Hey, you should like and subscribe if you're enjoying. I'll wait.
The Fitness Grand Pacer test is a
Michael Myers, the Halloween series. Michael Myers first appeared in 1978 slasher horror Halloween, and is the embodiment of evil. The boogeyman known for his William Shatner mask, a chef's knife, one of the best horror movie theme songs ever, and a 5 miles per hour pace. Some might say the Shatner mask looks goofy, however the 2018 Halloween movie I think perfectly embodies what Michael Myers should look like. I think that version's terrifying. Just a giant brute with no emotion wearing a mask wanting to kill. Not the hockey one, we'll get to him. So when it comes to ranking, I'm going to give Michael Myers a 10 out of 10 in looks and intimidation. And if you don't agree, I'm just a little fella. If I saw someone the size of Michael Myers in my closet,
Oh shit!
I'd have a lot of questions, but I'd also run. And when ranking these horror movie villains, I'm ranking them on quip and one-liners. Michael Myers doesn't talk, so I can't negate him of those points. So I'm going to rank his little head tilts. I think they're cute, like a little dog. However, the head tilts in some movies can get overdone, so I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. Now this is where my boy, my son, my mijo is going to lose some points. All he does is stab and grunt. Now sometimes they look really cool, like when he used the light, or like when that one shot happened. That was really cool. And with the newer films, he uses more brute force and like a car door, which is, again, really cool.
bitch. Go ahead. There you go, bitch.
He mainly just stabs people, so I have to give him a 6 out of 10 in kills. But even when he stabs, he makes it look iconic. Now, could I beat Michael Myers in a one-on-one? If I walk slightly faster than him, then that gives me time to talk to news stations. And if I talk to news stations, then I feel like I can unite America and make Michael Myers our common enemy. And I don't know if this country can beat Michael Myers, but I do know he'll be worried about everyone else rather than me, so that gives me at least 10 years of survival. Nonetheless, I probably wouldn't survive it when he comes to me, so I'd give him an 8 out of 10, because I can slow him down at least. And that made perfect sense to me, so I will not explain any further. Grand total for Mikey Boy is 32 out of 40. Jason, the Friday the 13th series. Jason is a slasher from Friday the 13th series, a 12-film long slasher galore. Funny enough, Jason wasn't the antagonist for the first film, or the fifth film. It wouldn't be until the second Friday the 13th where we saw the iconic hockey mask wearing, machete wielding, sometimes human, sometimes zombie, sometimes aspiring astronaut, horror icon. You know who Jason is, I hope. I hope I'm not that old. On to the rankings. Jason is another brute tank like Michael Myers, but he's actually listed as being taller than Michael Myers. And we get to see deformity in Jason's face, unlike Mikey. And I know we get to see Michael's face from now and then, but it's not the same as Jason. But I have to admit, the hockey mask doesn't scare me at all. Besides the reboot version of Jason, but that's just different, I feel like. But since he's so big and we see the deformity in his face, I have to give Jason a 10 out of 10. And just like Michael Myers, Jason doesn't do quips. But his humor comes from his physicalness as well as his just brute force when he's killing people. Like when he eats a lady after just axing her in the face. And who can forget about the time he let the boxer get his licks in before giving him a final blow?
Take your best shot.
I don't think Jason is as clumsy as Michael Myers, which makes him less funny in my opinion, so I'm going to rate Jason's jokes a 7 out of 10. Jason's kill count goes from campsite to all the way in space, so you know those kills are going to be good. In Michael Bay's version of Friday the 13th, the kills are absolutely brutal and show you how scary Jason can truly be. To the iconic kills like freezing a lady's head. Even Kevin Bacon got 10 out of 10 for iconic kills for Jason. As for taking the big guy on one-on-one, if we do simple math, I would get absolutely fucked. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Jason would kill me. Which gives Mama's Boy a grand total of 37 out of 40 points. Alright, so that's the horror movie villains I'm going to be looking at today. I'll probably make another video in the future, but for now let's start adding up the points. And we'll start at the bottom with Pennywise with 26 out of 40 points. I will be placing Clowntown in B. Now if you don't know about these tier lists, S is the top and F is the bottom. Now if you think 26 out of 40 is being generous to give a B, please remember, leprechauns exist in the horror movie villain icon sphere. Alright, next up we have Chucky, barely getting into the A spot with 30 out of 40 points. Alongside him in the A spot will be Michael Myers with 32 out of 40. And now for our top dogs. Jason comes in at 37 out of 40 and settles his cute ass right down at A. Right next to him is the EDP, Freddy Krueger with 39 out of 40 points. Placing him above everyone else. Freddy and Jason are tied. Maybe they should fight. Or kiss.
Bark, bark, bark.
If you don't like how this was tiered up, then be mad at the guy who made up the rules, which is also me, but that was me like 10 minutes earlier. So that's not technically me, and we don't really exist, and life doesn't matter, and that's why it's awesome.
The demons taught me to. Guard.
Before you leave, I just want to say thank you to the little over 600 people who subscribed. While some say that's not that many, if you put me in a room with 600 people, I would leave instantly out of social anxiety, but it feels good to share these interests with other people who are also interested. If you like a video, leaving one really helps me out. If I've earned it, then click that subscribe button and join the rest of the dream team. That's my subscribers. Alright, bye.
Guard.